Today, the Father who is loved by the whole world is seeing his especially deep, loving, and close children, deeply loving and close children. All are loving, but those who are extremely loving and close are those who, what would be a sign of such souls? Who follow the Father at every step. The incorporeal Father kept Brahma Baba, the corporeal instrument, in front of the corporeal children for them to be able to follow him in a practical way. That was why Brahma played this part in the physical form. The Inko Baba says he was the first soul in the drama who experienced 84 births from the beginning to the end. So he had the longest cycle. From the beginning until the end, semicolon. He became the medium in the corporeal form and became an example in front of the children to make it easy for them to follow his effort. So that's the role Brahma plays even today, so that you could follow accurately the method to become incorporeal karmatit. He became the medium in the corporeal form and became an example in front of the children to make it easy for them to follow, because when one sees a powerful example, it's then easy to follow. And so Baba kept Brahma Baba as a symbol of love for the loving children, and he gave every child the elevated Srimat to follow the Father at every step, the elevated, most elevated direction, Srimat, to follow Father at every step. Do all of you consider yourselves to be close souls who follow the Father? Do you find it easy or difficult to follow? What were the special steps of Father Brahma that you saw? Number one, the first step, the first most important step Brahma Baba did.
He renounced.
Just renounced?
Instantly, his body, mind, will.
And instantly, and a total renunciate. Not only renunciation of the body and logic relationships, bodily relationships, but the greatest renunciation, the first renunciation, was that of surrendering the mind and the intellect. Brahma Baba surrendered his mind and intellect to God. That is, in every action, there was only the awareness of the Father and Srimat in his mind. That's all he thought about, Father Srimat, and therefore, obviously, how to take care of the children, how to expand the service. That's all part of Srimat. He constantly considered himself to be an instrument and was detached and loving in every action. Or at least everyone thought he looked that way, but if he was that, he wouldn't have had any karma that he had to settle. But from our vantage point, he would have looked like that. From his vantage point, obviously not, because he was still making effort. In bodily relationships, he renounced the consciousness of I, the ego of I. When the mind and body are surrendered to the Father, capital F, Shiv Baba, bodily relationships are automatically renounced. So whatever attachments you still have to humans, that's how much you cannot belong to God. The first step, therefore, was total renunciate, was that of a total renunciate. The second step, these are the big topics. There's so much detail to every one of these topics. The second step, always remain obedient at all times and in everything, whether in self-progress or in giving sustenance to the yagya, the task of God, the institution, the organization, the family. He remained an instrument. Only Brahma is the special soul who has the unique part fixed in the drama, colon. The same soul is the mother and also the father, lowercase m and f. So Brahma Baba was both the mother and the father of all the Brahmins. Shiv Baba was the capital M and F mother and father of all the souls. Whilst being an instrument for giving sustenance to the yagya, he always remained obedient. Although the task of establishment was a huge one, he didn't disobey any of the instructions. You easily saw his form of saying, Jihazir, Jihazur. Yes, my Lord, I am present in a practical way at all times. The third step. So first was surrender, next was obedience, then
Faith.
the third step was faithful in every thought. A wife who is faithful to her husband cannot remember anyone except her husband. So, are there any truly faithful individuals in any relationship? Highly unlikely, even in dreams. In the same way, you saw the practical form of being faithful with the consciousness of no one but the one Father at all times. Whilst being an instrument for responsibility of new unlimited establishment, Golden Age, through the power of being faithful, in the practical action of having one faith and one support, Ek Bal Ek Bharosa, Brahma easily overcame all adverse situations and inspired others to also overcome. The fourth step, this is the part that he played and an attitude that he had. What did he make us all into?
World server.
World server. The specialty in service was that on the one hand, he was a very humble world servant, and on the other hand, he was the authority of knowledge. Baba will say in the morning, "Oh, you're more clever than me in explaining." And I said, "No way. Who could be more clever in understanding God and the cycle of identical repetition?" Fearlessness of truth is the specialty of service. So truth should make you fearless. If you still have fear, then there's a whole bunch of truth still missing from inside of you. I don't know it's possible that you have one fear and you don't have them all. No matter how much his relatives, politicians, and religious leaders opposed him from his society, they even tried to kill him. Because of this new knowledge, they were not able to make him fluctuate even slightly from his position of truth and fearlessness. They were not able, no matter how much his relatives, politicians, and religious leaders opposed him, because of this new knowledge, they were unable to make him fluctuate even slightly from his position of truth and fearlessness. This is known as the balance of being humble as well as having authority. So you can be humble and be powerful. Be great. All of you are seeing the result of that. Those who insulted him are now bowing down to him in their minds. The special basis of success. So the organization did all kinds of programs for all the Sindhis from those days. And they all came, many of them, most of them came. And they bowed and gave respect and said, how wrong they were and repentant or sorry that they did all those things. The special basis of success in service is?
Humility.
Is to be humble, to be an instrument, and to be unlimited. Nirman, Nimit, and I guess Behad. He became the embodiment of success through this method. The fifth step, free from the bondage of karma. These are the 5 steps Brahma Baba kept making constant effort. It wasn't like one and then the other. So, parallel, simultaneously, he was making these efforts. Free from the bondage of karma, free from the relationships of karma, karmically bound relationships, which is not the same thing as pure relationships, soul conscious relationships. That is free from the bondage of the body and angel karmatit. As long as you're body conscious, there's never a time when your actions are not motivated by your body, which means they have a selfish component in them, whatever percentage. In 1 second, he conquered all attachments and became an embodiment of the remembrance of one, close and equal. So today, Baba told you briefly of the 5 steps. There is a lot of detail, but in essence, those who place their steps over these 5 steps are known as the ones who follow the Father. At least it has to be your foremost aim. Now ask yourself, so every one of you, ask yourself, in how many steps have I actually followed Baba? Have you just surrendered or have you surrendered totally? To have surrendered totally means you are therefore equal to the Father in your thoughts, nature, and your sanskars. If even now, whilst moving along, you think or say, "Oh, my nature is like this, my nature is like that. I just have this bad habit. Oh, it's my sanskar." Or if thoughts emerge or you say things against your conscious wish that you know were wrong, but you couldn't help yourself, you were compelled by your old negative habits to say these wrong things, against your conscious wish, that is not known as being a total renunciate, because there's the ego of I, me, and mine. Although you call yourselves completely surrendered, so this is why I tell you all kinds of people are surrendered in centers, retreat places, headquarters, whatever, but does not mean they are. There is still the consciousness of mine and yours when it comes to surrendering every trace. The Father's nature means the nature of the self, that is, the nature of the soul. So nearly, percentage-wise, close isn't enough. Total purity, not nearly totally pure. The Father's nature, swabhav, means the nature of the self, that is, the nature of the soul. Sanskars should always be like that, those of the Father. So only Brahma Baba was the example of becoming truly soul conscious in Karmatit. That is the sanskars of love, of mercy, and having a generous heart. This is called having a big heart. To have a small heart means to see the limited consciousness of mine. I, me, and mine, limited, makes you selfish, so you're limited. Whether for the self, for the service place, or for your service companions. Whereas to have a big heart means everyone experiences that you belong to them. They're not afraid. They come close. You benefit them so much and help them progress that they don't fear you. When someone has a big heart, he experiences an abundance of success in every task, whether in body, mind, wealth, or relations. Abundance means that there's greater benefit, whereas someone with a small heart has to make greater effort and receive less success. So the importance of feelings, right? You guys, the last thing you want to deal with is feelings. It's like fundamental to making elevated effort. Their service companions will give many reassurances. You do this and we will do this. But then they start relating their difficult circumstances at the time of need and they don't do that what they said they were going to do. This is known as having a big heart. Not what they're saying, but you reassuring them despite their shaking and not fulfilling their promises. So the Lord always is pleased with those who understand the significance of everything. All of you teachers have a big heart, do you not? You are the instruments for the unlimited greatest of all tasks. You do not say that you are the ones who will bring benefit to only a certain area or to only a certain country, do you? Do you feel you're here to serve the whole world? Or just your home or just your community? That is what's fundamentally wrong with attachment to your culture and your language. You're unwilling to serve outside of your own comfort zone of your culture and your language. That is limited, and that has to be due to body consciousness. And that is rampant all over our family. So they could have seen the foreigners coming to show them another way to also implement Raj Yoga, but they didn't see it that way because they were very comfortable in Indian culture and then called it Brahmin culture. You are world benefactors, are you not? So a big heart is needed for such a big task, is it not? Big means unlimited, or will the teachers say that they have been given limits? So this basis of this kind of unlimited thinking is how I know what Bubba wants versus our best guess try at fulfilling what Bubba wants. You can tell the difference. Everything Bubba says is unlimited. So if you think of any situation, if you're going to think of it, see it the way Baba sees it, you have to let go of all your limits, fears, attachments, desires. Then you can see like Baba. You're world benefactors, are you not? So a big heart is needed for such a big task, is it not? Big means unlimited, or will the teachers say they have been given limits? Why are these limits created? Baba didn't create them, so why are they created? He was talking about the size of your heart. That's like the most important thing of the whole Murli, because he's telling you how important that is to finishing off these self-imposed limitations. You can't do it without unlimited love. And obviously you can't be limited by your body. It takes love to do that. Baba says, why are these limits created? Because of having a small heart. No matter how big an area you are given, you should always have unlimited feelings. Do not have any limits in your heart. So it doesn't matter if we're just serving in Brampton and tiny, you could still have unlimited feelings and serve the whole area with your feelings. Every person you meet. The limits of place should not influence your heart, because that's matter again. If there's an influence of limits in your heart, the unlimited Father cannot stay within a limited heart. Your limited heart is ego, and your ego will edge God out of your heart. Baba is big, so the heart,
Has to be big.
the big heart is needed. While staying in Madhuban, did Brahma Baba ever have the thought that Madhuban was mine and the rest, that is Punjab, UP, Karnataka, Tamil, etc., were the children's? No. They were all Shiv Babas. All of you have love for Father Brahma, do you not? To have love means to follow. Are all of you teachers the one who follow the Father, or are you the ones who say, this one is my center, or this is my center, this one is my student, or this is my income? And would students also think, this one is my teacher? To follow the Father means to merge all the mine into capital Y, yours. There are no mines, there's just Babas. Because we're all selfish and we're all attached and we misuse things. Baba doesn't. So unless it's all Babas, you'll misuse it. That's why you have to become a trustee. To merge the limited into the unlimited. So by surrendering I, me, mine to Baba, by surrendering body, mind, wealth to Baba, therefore there is no mine, therefore you use everything as a trustee and there are no limits. Right? It's I, me, mine that makes us get limited by matter, people, situations, decisions, politics. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist, just you don't have to be limited by it. There's now a need to place your footsteps in these 5 steps that Brahma Baba took. Everyone's thoughts, words, and method of service should be experienced to be
That of the Father.
which is, what was his attitude?
Unlimited.
Unlimited. There's now, Baba says, you ask what you have to do now this year, do you not? For self-transformation, finish all that is limited. Fear is limited. Incompleteness is limited. Weakness is limited. Doubt is limited. Worry is limited. Taking is limited. You ask, Baba says, finish all the unlimited, including any trace of it. Whoever you see, whoever sees you, should experience your intoxication of being an unlimited emperor. Those with a limited heart cannot be unlimited emperors. So you have to see solutions and you have to not get worn down by problems. Then one would say you're unlimited. Not constrained, not restricted, not controlled by, affected, influenced, impressed by. Don't think that the more centers you have opened or the more your service is, the greater the king you will become. Your kingdom will not be based on the number of students and how big your center is. Your kingdom will be based on
Dharna transformation.
purity and self-sovereignty. And then the amount of benefit you brought others. Such souls claim the throne of the kingdom of the world number-wise. Therefore, do not just please your heart now for a short moment of time, temporary. Someone who is fragrant, equal to the Father, and close will now be close to Brahma also for 21 births. So, do you want such a prize, to be close to Brahma Baba in all 21 births? Because he will take 21 births. He will take birth in Golden Age as well as Silver Age. So, do you want such a prize? Or do you just want the prize of this time now in the present? The temporary immediate fruit. I have many students, so many centers. Do not get caught up in this word many now. Adopt a very generous heart. Did you hear what you have to hear? What you have to do this year? During this year, not even in your dream should anyone's limited sanskars emerge. Well, that's not even the 20% then. There should be no waste then if you're going to do that. How's it going? Anybody getting progress on getting rid of the waste? Nobody? Are you making effort? You just forgot about it? Oh my God. How are you going to get close to Baba if you're such poor students? During this year, not even in your dream should anyone's limited sanskars emerge. Do you have this courage? Do not follow one another. Rather, follow the Father. Lowercase m, Brahma Baba. Secondly, Bap Dada drew your attention especially to speech. This year, pay special double attention to your words. This direction for words has been sent to everyone. You will receive a prize for this. Just keep your own chart with honesty and truthfulness. You are the children of the Father, are you not? Bap Dada is giving the direction to everyone. Whenever you see what service is making your stage fluctuate, whenever you see that any service is making your stage fluctuate, there cannot therefore be success in that service. By all means, do less service if you want, but do not allow your stage to come down. But if you're doing less service because you're lazy, it means your stage has already come down. How can any service that makes your stage come down be actually called service? This is why Bapdada says to everyone again that together with the stage of the self and service, that is, together with self-service, let there constantly be service of others. If you stop self-service and only do service of others, there will still not be success. Have courage for self-service, but also do service of others. The Almighty Authority Father is your helper. Therefore, keep the balance of both these with courage and move forward. Do not become weak. If you're strong, then you do both self-service and service of others. You are a victorious soul who's been an instrument every cycle. So you've been an instrument many times. For such victorious souls, it is not difficult and does not require labor because their connection to Baba is so loving, they don't find it to be hard. Then you will experience the attention and the practice to be easy and automatic. Do not have any tension whilst paying attention. Some change attention into tension. The original sanskars of Brahman souls are of attention and practice. Acha. Now that leaves the matter of service for world benefit. Therefore, this year, every center should give an invitation to those who have heard the message to come into connection. Each center should hold Snemalan, small gatherings of love, according to its capacity. It doesn't matter whether you have separate ones or individual professions, or whether you mix them together, but pay special attention to these souls, meet them personally. If you simply send things by post, the result is less. Make groups, so don't just mail them stuff, go meet them personally. Make groups of your own students that come and invite a small number of people from the group personally to come close and make them responsible. Then all the students will remain busy and there will be a selection of service. You speak of this, but you don't follow through. You need to relate new things to such souls too. Up until now, you've been collecting visions of a better world. Oh, this is global cooperation. So now draw their attention to themselves. Arrange special topics such as self-progress and the basis of self-progress. Now arrange this new topic. Organize a spiritual budget for self-progress. When you organize a budget, you always create a saving scheme. So what is the account of spiritual saving? Every country, people did amazing things. When you organize a budget, you always create a saving scheme. I feel Baba did that so that we could truly feel we were here and capable of actually serving the world. So we did this international project, but we haven't really done big ones since then. So what is the account of spiritual savings? Instead of time, words, thoughts, and energy being wasted, so you have to check how much waste thinking, talking goes on. So what is the account of spiritual saving? Instead of time, words, thoughts, and energy being wasted, they have to be used in the best way. So now draw everyone's attention to themselves. Children also arrange a topic for self-transformation, but this year, every center has the freedom to do whatever it can with self-progress. And we were so tired, Baba just said, okay, make this the year for self-progress. Resting and self-progress. First of all, plan a budget for saving for the self. For service, give the experience to others. If you're able to arrange large programs, then do so. If you're unable, then hold small programs. Nobody wanted any more pressure after that program. However, special attention should be paid to balancing self-service with serving others, and world service. It should not be that you become so busy in service that you don't have time for self-progress. This is the year for freedom of service. Do as much as you want. Keep both plans in your awareness. Can you make a further addition? You can make a further addition. The plans can be studied with jewels. The Father always keeps the children in front. Acha. To the elevated souls everywhere who follow the Father, to the souls who have a right to receive blessings from the Father, by always keeping a balance of double service, to those who are always unlimited emperors, to such Raj yogis, easy yogis, natural yogis, and to the extremely loving and cooperative children who always maintain the faith and intoxication of having been victorious many times. That is love, remembrance, and namaste.